This is J&T's Backyard Bowl.
Hi, and welcome back to J&T's Backyard Bowl. I am T, here with you this week. A lot of headlines to run down. I also have my buddy here.
Jay, hello. I'm still furloughed, just like those 800,000 workers. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to this cast, man.
Yeah, we got a lot to go through. I'm ready to bowl. You?
Let's bowl.
All right, man. So, first up on the Backyard Bowl headlines for this week. A little early in the week, but this is a weekly podcast, so we'll spin you up. The New York Times dropped an absolute bombshell in terms of...
Yes, they did.
In terms of what this might mean, or at least what the FBI thought at the time. So the FBI, as soon as Trump fired Comey, opened up a probe looking into whether Trump was, in fact, a Russian asset.
Well, it wasn't just Comey. It was also, him admitting on Fox and Friends, his call into his favorite show that, oh yeah, I fired Comey because, because of the Russia investigation.
Yeah, get the Russia investigation off my back. And not just those two things either. That all happened in a short period of time with the leak of classified information to
Russia.
To the Russian ambassador in the Oval Office, where he kicked all the American press out and divulged some classified Israeli intel that shouldn't have been divulged.
Yeah. He also told them that he fired Comey because of the Russia investigation as well.
Yeah.
He was just telling everyone at that point in time.
So for anyone out there thinking like maybe the FBI is going crazy, going a little rogue,
yeah,
and that this was unwarranted, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The deep state's hard at work to make sure Trump's not in power.
Anti-Trump bias my ass. That's fucking I mean, dude. Those things right there, if they didn't go after that, it'd be that's your job.
Yeah.
That's insider threat 101 right there.
It would, 10 years from now, hardline conservatives would be like, why? Where was the FBI when Trump was telling Russians our intel and our allies intel? And when he fired the FBI director, where were they then? They'd come back later just to be like, we were right. But unfortunately for them, they're on the wrong side of the coin this time. So
yeah, most definitely. I think it'll be a different name because, if things pan out the way I think they're going to pan out, it's not going to be the GOP anymore. Yeah. It'll be like the New Conservatives of America Greatness or something stupid,
Wouldn't surprise me.
Not to be outdone in bombshell terms, the Washington Post came out with their own. And this one was pretty intense. Trump apparently decided that the interpreter notes from him and his soul meeting with Putin, just him and some interpreters, he took the notes and kept them away from his own administration and the GOP. He basically hid them.
Yeah, we don't know where they're at. No one does.
and this was at this was at the G20, right?
Yeah, the G20 summit in Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah, in Hamburg. Yeah. So, the GOP, being the GOP, went ahead and when these interpreter notes were subpoenaed by the Democrats.
Yeah.
They went ahead and blocked it.
Of course.
No, we don't need to listen to that. We don't need to hear that. We don't need to listen to this person testify about what actually happened in that meeting.
Yeah.
So what if he's hiding them, keeping them from everyone?
There's nothing to look at there.
No.
Yeah. So another reason why this administration, and especially its leading official, deserve a little more or a lot more scrutiny than just your average run-of-the-mill president before this.
Yeah. Normally, I'm not super partisan, but I have to say, the GOP, I know there's a lot of scuttlebutt around there, talking about how, the entire GOP's corrupt. They're all Russian fucking backed. The whole party's fucking an asset. I don't necessarily believe that. I really think that it just comes down to a partisan fucking thing where they don't give a fuck. what he does. He could be a Russian asset as long as they get a fucking pass tax cuts and kill abortion.
Yeah, take away healthcare while they're at it.
Yeah, make sure that like, yeah, you know, have the kid, but now you're in debt. Now the kid can die because like you don't get healthcare.
Yeah,
like you know they don't care after you're born. It's just before.
The way I always think about it.
Yeah,
the members of the conservative party in this country only care about children while they're fetuses.
Yep.
As soon as it's born, they could give a fuck. That thing lives, dies, happy, sad, poor, rich, don't care. Just in the fetal stages does it really matter.
Yep.
Yeah. But moving on from there, the president's attorney, that I think we've said before, he's making the rounds constantly through all the news outlets here. He's backtracking pretty bad lately. Oh my God.
With an attorney like Giuliani, who needs prosecutors, right?
Exactly. He kind of does the work for him. He said this week that I never said there was no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia, although he has said that multiple times. Yeah, and now he's at the point where the point he wants to make now is he never said that Trump himself, the man, colluded with Russia.
Right.
People within the campaign may have, but Trump didn't know anything about it and was not privy to the details, and he was just in the dark, doing his thing out on the campaign trail, no idea what's going on within the campaign.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Guy that's been on record, once again, multiple times as saying, like, nothing goes on in my businesses without me knowing.
Exactly.
The buck stops here, basically.
Yeah.
You know, that sort of thing.
This one's funny because it really all roots to the Trump Tower meeting.
Yeah.
And you really shouldn't have to say much more than the Trump Tower meeting.
Yeah.
Where the man lives and works.
That's also where campaign headquarters was.
Yeah. Where he announced his campaign and, the campaign headquarters. So, for him to not know about that meeting that his son was at, it was about adoptions until it wasn't, and then became about dirt on Hillary until it was all of a sudden collusion, but it wasn't illegal until it is. And it's this slippery slope they've gone down where.
Yeah. You know, like, oh yeah, we weren't dealing with fucking Russia at all. You know, that stopped like 1 billion years ago. Definitely not trying to do a tower. Okay, yeah, we actually were trying to do a tower all the way until like June.
Yeah.
You know, because like maybe we didn't win and I still want to do business, right?
Recent reports I read even too stated that a proposed Moscow Trump Tower were implemented with the offer of an executive suite for Putin. Like for life.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
From I think Vice News reported that. So.
Oh damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it kind of tells you everything you need to know, as if we didn't know enough already, and if the Mueller report's not doing its due diligence here. But it only gets crazier every time Giuliani opens his mouth. It gets crazier every single fucking time.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of crazy, new revelations on our favorite snitch, as Trump likes to call him.
Yeah.
Cohen apparently, new data on that, or new news on that. He was apparently involved in polling rigging. Yeah, it was. What were the two?
Oh, it's
the two polls.
The Drudge Report and CNBC.
So, yeah, managed to pay off the way he paid off the firm, an IT firm, to basically, skew the polls towards Trump.
Yeah.
And he took like $120,000 or $100,000 from the Trump campaign in his reimbursement, and then told this IT firm that they were going to pay him. He was going to pay him like $50,000. When everything was all said and done, he got a Walmart bag full of like 13 or 12 or 13 grand in cash, and like a boxing glove from some MMA fighter or something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
the way that legitimate businessmen and attorneys handle things, with
Yeah.
a Walmart bag full of cash and an autographed boxing glove,
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
in favor for good poll results on a media outlet.
Not only good poll results. This was your favorite part.
This was the most hilarious part of the whole fucking thing, was he used some of that money to pay an IT firm to set up
The same IT firm.
Oh, the same IT firm?
Yeah.
Yeah, to set up a Women for Cohen Twitter page.
Wow.
Basically just analogous to the Russian bot type thing that we already know about. that
Right,
is a
right.
thing. But to make him seem like this attractive sex symbol type guy, strong, powerful,
Oh, yeah.
you know, the president's right hand, or the soon-to-be president's right hand at the time.
He's trying to get more hits on Tinder is what he's doing.
Probably.
Well, I mean, let's face it. He's probably not on Tinder. He's probably on, like, sugardaddymeat.com.
Yeah. Oh, if he wanted a sugar daddy, he's probably gonna get that when he reports to jail for a few years.
He'll get a sugar daddy. Oh, he'll get a daddy.
I don't
he
know about
doesn't.
sugar.
He doesn't get to be the sugar daddy anymore.
Exactly.
Like, he'll get a daddy. That's for certain.
Yeah, irony at its finest. But also relating to Cohen, so sort of recent, but a little bit what would be the right word? Controversial
Yeah.
article
sketchy.
out of BuzzFeed this week.
Well, yeah, they had to keep up with the big boys, you know.
Yeah, the Washington Post dropping bombshells, New York Times dropping bombshells. Everybody's reporting on all of this awesome shit. It's super dirty on Trump and Cohen and everyone within the campaign. And BuzzFeed's just kind of trying to keep up.
They were
with
feeling
this-
left out, you know.
Yeah, I bet they were. I mean, they're sort of new to the news cycle.
The real news,
The real news cycle.
the not the, like, you know, take this quiz now to find out what kind of fruit you are.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
it turns out you're a tangerine. Like,
Ah,
what? Yeah.
I'm so glad I know that now.
That's like kind of how that whole thing really got the wheel rolling. But so they dropped a report this week that they had verifiable proof that Trump instructed Cohen to lie to Congress.
Yeah, and they
Which-
said it came straight from, like, investigators that, like, were involved or had knowledge of the Mueller investigation.
Yeah, and they're still not backing off of this, which
They doubled down. Yeah,
if true is a felony, you know, much. If he's not already on impeachable ground, then this would be the impeachable ground that we're treading on now.
yeah, for sure.
But unprecedentedly, the Mueller team came out and was real quick to rebut that and say, hey, we do not substantiate that. It is not in line with the facts. And a lot of the mainstream news outlets followed suit, that they had sources that could not collaborate that, and that they didn't know who BuzzFeed had talked to, but like I said, BuzzFeed didn't back off.
yeah,
They're maintaining.
they said, like, okay, yeah, like, what part of this report isn't accurate, bro? Come at us,
Yeah.
you know, because they apparently think that they got a hot commodity there. So, like, it could be a combination of, like, you know, BuzzFeed trying to expand, you know, their horizons beyond the quiz and the top 10. And so
Yeah, their
now they're
usual.
doing, like, top 10 reasons why your president is a Russian asset.
That might be, after this most recent revelation, that might be their new hotness.
Yeah. Or it could also be, like, you know, the Mueller investigation trying to, like, you know, put a kibosh to you know, like, hey, calm down there, bro. Like,
We're still working on that.
we're still working on this. Like, I don't know who told you this shit, but when we find out, we're gonna fucking have some words.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, we're on rough ground right now. We're trying to stay alive so that we can fucking ding this motherfucker. Because we know he's a fucking Russian asset. You don't need to be fucking telling the world quite yet.
Yeah. And I think this is good and bad, because BuzzFeed, like, props on them for, like, trying to get in the mix and be a part of the journalistic media bubble that's so fucking crazy right now. But if turns out this is 100% unsubstantiated and not provable and comes back to bite them, like, they're really not doing all the rest of the honest media outlets a favor, because it reinforces that fake news ammunition that the Trump campaign's going to use whether you're accurate or not. But when you're not accurate, they have a little bit of validity there, and that's not good for any of the news outlets that report honest journalism.
Oh yeah, because like that's the only thing that Trump has tweeted about on Friday.
Yeah.
You know, and he used that to throw shade on the New York Times and the Washington Post reports. You know, so he's like, oh, well, BuzzFeed was fucking, wrong. So obviously that means that fucking, award-winning New York Times and Washington Post are wrong because the people that do, like, fruit surveys are wrong. Yeah. They lied, so obviously these other two have lied too. Because
they're all fake news, enemy of the people.
Yeah.
The type of things that Trump's always spouting that aren't honest or have really, usually it's honest reporting and it's just shit he disagrees with and they're highlighting his worst points.
Yeah.
But sometimes these media outlets actually do get it wrong and don't ever correct themselves or don't ever modify the original report.
That's one of the reasons why I like NPR.
Yeah, I was thinking hard. The same thing, yeah.
They go hard to make sure that they fucking correct every inaccuracy that they report.
Yeah, no matter how big or small, they're real quick to say, hey, we got it wrong here. This is what's correct. We apologize for that, and we'll do our best to not get it wrong.
Sometimes it's like pronunciations. Like they take that shit seriously. And not to say that the New York Times and the Washington Post doesn't either. But come on now, Mo, we're talking about BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
Well,
all of these news media outlets that want to be taken seriously need to take seriously the fact that if you're going to put something out there, it needs to have something concrete behind it, or you're only fueling the fake news fire that Trump's burning.
Yeah, exactly. And our last big headline, which I think is pretty good news actually for the GOP, like, the soul of the GOP.
What's left of it?
The tattered remains that's left of it.
Yeah.
There might be a primary challenger for Trump.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This excites me.
Yeah. Larry Hogan, this governor of Maryland, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a GOP governor in super liberal Maryland, which is, pretty interesting there. But his inauguration speech had nothing but, 2020 campaign written all over it.
And a ton of anti-Trump rhetoric.
Super anti-Trump rhetoric.
Yeah.
So,
which for me, man, I couldn't hear better news. We saved this one for last, but for good reason, because you kind of, as a GOP guy, winning, holding a governorship within a primarily liberal state, Maryland.
Yeah.
You kind of have to go into anything versus Trump with a losing mindset. That you're probably not going to beat Trump. Hillary Clinton couldn't beat Trump. We got this guy. The large majority of us didn't want this guy, but we got him. But you go into this with a losing mindset that you're not going to win. Switch your party to independent for the general election. And all you have to do is pull enough of the vote away from Trump to where it's anybody but Trump. Whether that be a Democrat or an independent or a Green Party, whoever it is, anything is better than this.
Fall on the Democratic sword, so to speak.
That's the way you put it, and I love that. Because that's exactly what it is. It's not likely that any GOP contender is going to beat him. So.
Right. I think that would, I don't think he's going to do that. I think he'll try to primary. But, if a GOP, candidate were to do that and try to run independent against against Trump. Like, I mean, like, you know, 2020 is still a long way off.
Yeah, we got some time.
You know, so like, you know, there's a lot of shit that could come out. So there could actually be, you know, a full-on Republican primary.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? Well, it's not out yet. But like, to run independent against Trump, to pull votes away strictly because you completely and utterly disagree with Trump, that means you're not in politics on the GOP side anymore. Like, yeah, congratulations, you're the savior of democracy. Find a new job.
Yeah, that's a country before party mindset.
Yeah.
That it would take an extreme amount of political courage to try to do something like that, and especially to pull it off.
Yeah.
It's sort of, for me, analogous to the Sanders-Clinton thing.
Excuse me.
Or like, how many voters would you estimate that maybe Hillary lost because Bernie Bros saw what happened there and realized, like, this is fucked up. I'm not voting for Hillary. I'll just not vote, or I'll write in Bernie, or I'll do whatever I got to do. I'm not gonna fill in the bubble that says Hillary Clinton next to it. That's not happening. So it's sort of analogous to that, probably on a larger scale when it comes to numbers in terms of the polls, but that's yet to be seen. Like you said, 2 years left before the general, and things are starting to spin up on both sides a little bit here. So we'll see where it goes. It'll be interesting if he does have a challenger within the GOP, though.
It would be. And like I said, that all comes down to what other fucking crazy shenanigans Trump's gonna pull for, you know, season 3.
Yeah.
Of
tune in next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
season 3 of, like, my country's a hellhole. So, that being said, I think it's time for our next segment.
Mm-hmm.
Tantrums.
Yeah. My second favorite of the segments that we run week to week lately.
I hate that we have to do this, actually. This is my least favorite because it's so ridiculous.
Well, it's a thing. I somewhat enjoy it. So, first up here for Tantrums this week, the anonymous senior official op-ed that was released.
Jesus.
Regarding the shutdown and the people affected primarily by the shutdown. Oh, that was hard to read, man.
Yeah.
That really hurt my eyes, my soul. It just felt terrible.
It was a big, fuck you to everyone that is furloughed.
Yeah.
You know, every single person, like all 800,000 federal workers and, unknown number of contractors, because, like, there's a lot of fucking contractors that aren't getting paid either.
Yeah.
I don't want to stress that enough. You know, I feel like people don't fucking talk about that nearly as much. But, yeah, basically a big fuck you. Like, yeah, this is a great way to get a fucking smaller government because all these shitholes weren't doing shit.
Yeah.
You know? Only I'm doing great. Senior fucking Trump official who's still getting paid.
Yeah,
I hope this lasts a long time.
Yeah, I think we both theorized in unison that was probably most definitely Stephen Miller.
Yeah.
Kind of the head of the snake that is the Trump circle. And a lot of the toxic, fucking terrible, racist type of policies that come out of the administration, I think, have a lot to do with him being there.
I need to send you that article about one of his family members writing about him and how, like, his whole anti-immigrant fucking policies that he's throwing out there are, like, completely, hypocritical because he himself is like a first or second generation immigrant. Like,
yeah.
They came over not too long ago.
It's funny how that works, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to have to look into it because...
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, Stephen Miller's a great example of what's... Like, he is the causation type formula here for the symptom that is Trump.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of the bad things that come out of Trump's mouth root from office meetings and fucking...
From the devil that is Stephen Miller whispering in his ear.
Yeah, like, hey, you gotta say this. Don't forget to say the wall 17 times this week.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Everyone wants the wall. They want it. Everyone does.
People that aren't patriotic and don't even deserve to work for the federal government.
Right.
Yeah.
they're sitting there suffering and dying. They should suffer and die with a smile.
Yeah.
You know?
Not getting paychecks? Go fuck yourself. You better support the shutdown, want the wall, and I don't give a shit if your mortgage is due or not.
Yeah.
It's an out of touch thing for the conservatives right now, especially guys like Stephen Miller, just completely out of touch with mainstream America and people that have bills and shit, that groceries
And
that need to get put on the
lives.
table. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I wholeheartedly agree on that front. I wholeheartedly disagree with what happened on our next tantrum here.
This one
Good Lord.
This
Clemson,
one was
right?
ridiculous.
Clemson won the national championship, right?
Mm-hmm.
And per tradition, they get invited to the White House, meet the president, photo op, do all that jazz. Usually, they have a dinner.
Yeah.
So in very Trumpian form, Trump said that they were going to have some fast food. Blamed it on the Democrats, saying that, like, oh yeah, because of federal government's shut down, we're going to have to get some fast food in here. Don't worry, I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
I'm going to get all my favorites. They're going to love it. They're big eaters.
Wendy's, McDonald's, some pizza joint, fucking Burger King. Like, dude, you're a fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Or you claim to be a billionaire. I don't doubt. I know that he's rich.
Oh yeah, he's definitely rich.
Like, come on, man. McDonald's? I eat McDonald's from time to time, or Burger King or Wendy's from time to time, and anyone who does, I think, knows that after about the 3 to 5 minute mark, that shit turns gross. Like, you gotta get it fresh off the grill, or it's not gonna be good at all. It's gonna be fucked up.
They call it fast food because it's fast, but also because it has a fast half-life.
Exactly, yeah.
It degrades pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I can stand a gut rot, burger, after the 5 minute mark. It's still good, because like,
Well, it's not gonna kill you.
fat and salt taste good.
Yeah.
After about 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. But like, by the time it took to get the whole catering set up, and that whole entire thing, get the candle bras lit up and take the photos and set all the burgers up and everything like that.
Yeah.
And transfer the fries from the fucking, from their normal like McDonald's thing into their little presidential seal, paper cups.
Yeah.
And that shit had been sitting there for at least an hour, maybe
Dude.
2.
What a fucking embarrassment. And what really got me with this one is Trump has a hotel, the Trump Hotel in Washington, D.C., not far away from the White House at all, with what I would assume is at least a 3, 4, 5-star restaurant inside of it.
So.
I would hope so, yeah. And it's not a shitty hotel. It's a nice hotel. The Trump name on it is probably the worst thing about it. But
Yeah,
why not cater the shit from the Trump restaurant to the White House? Hot, good to go, way, way, way better than fucking McDonald's and Burger King and shit.
That's not his favorite, man.
It's a prime example of just classlessness, I think.
Yeah.
Like, he thinks that that's what they wanted. And then one of them was on record as like, I thought this was a joke.
Yeah.
It had been seen in the video. It's like, I heard that they were serving fast food, but I thought that was a total joke.
Yeah.
Like, it's the fucking White House. I thought we were going to get steak or lobster or something.
You don't. I mean, that's like, I don't know, man. That's like one of those things where it's just like, that brings us down a notch as a country.
Yeah.
Like, I know that like Clinton was pretty big in Big Macs, wasn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Like he was on record as being like, oh yeah, like I like to indulge in a Big Mac. So like every parody ever was, chubby Clinton eating a Big Mac.
Yeah.
But I also remember fucking pictures of him jogging.
Yeah. Exercising?
Yeah. That's something I've never like. Unless you count golfing, I ain't never seen Trump exercise.
Hey, Trump's doctor said that he's the healthiest specimen. Fucking 6'4", 239 pounds, not 240, because that would be considered obese.
Isn't that the same guy that was fucking denied the attorney?
Yeah, the White House physician.
Yeah, he was the White House physician, and he turned out to be like an alcoholic and fucking a sexual.
Yeah, I think they called him
predator.
the candy man because he would hand out meds like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, fucking drunk on duty, and yeah, he was gonna be the head doctor of the country.
Yeah,
I forget. It's not attorney general. It's
Surgeon General.
surgeon general.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
In the
So there's that.
in the grand scheme of things, the shitty, classless Clemson dinner politically isn't that big of a hit, but it's still just a testament to
it just
the classlessness of the Trump family and just the mindset that's.
I don't
there.
know. We could be wrong about this. That could have been some really hot, fresh, super fat, super good food.
Yeah.
Because let's face it. This is a man that likes his fucking steak fucking well done with ketchup.
Ugh.
You know.
Get the fuck out of here.
So he's probably got a main line for the three or four restaurants that all that food came from. Probably have done business with the White House before.
Yeah, it's not their first order.
Yeah,
not their first large order at that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they probably all right, let's go. They got the SEAL Team 6 equivalent of fast food workers whipping up all those burgers and fish fillets.
Yeah.
But I gotta say though, the 3 to 5 minute mark, that is definitely true about a fillet of fish.
Oh,
from
yeah.
McDonald's.
Well, if nothing else, the fillet of fish. You gotta get that.
That's I think that's a 1.5 minute mark.
You gotta ask for that fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, make it fresh. I'll wait.
Yeah.
You get that shit hot, fresh out of the fryer, ready to go.
Yeah, there's no fucking around with that.
Don't let that thing sit on the fucking tray too long. Get your drink first and eat that
Yeah.
right away.
No, fuck the drink. Just wait for them to fucking pull that straight out of the fucking fryer, slap it, and just have them toss it to you. Because otherwise, you got
Don't even
30.
wrap it up.
Yeah, you got 30 seconds to eat that bitch.
You're not wrong. So, where does that take us?
Moving on, I think this one's yours.
Oh, so this was a real childish move at least on the Trump side of the house. I thought it was unprecedented for Nancy Pelosi, but there's a good reason behind it. So she told the president, hey, the State of the Union that's coming up on January 29th, yeah, you should probably just submit that in writing, because doing that here in the House of Representatives, where it's traditionally done, no, we're probably not going to want you to do that, because there's 800,000 people without money and paychecks coming in, and it's just, you're going to use it as a political smear campaign to fucking shit on Democrats when you yourself said you would own the government shutdown and you'd be proud to shut down the government.
Yeah.
And no one's going to, that soundbite's not going to be implanted in there, so you're just going to have free reign to do your usual Trump lie fest that you always fucking do. And I'm not going to have that in the House while I'm Speaker.
Also, well, she used the onus to, uninvite him, that the government was shut down and therefore, security couldn't be, guaranteed.
Yeah. Well,
So-
can you imagine the extreme security measures that have to be taken?
Yeah.
When you've got the whole Senate, the whole House, the President, the Vice President, all in one room? That's probably an extreme amount of security concerns. And I don't know about you, man, but the people protecting me, if I'm one of them, I want those people to have their paychecks.
Yeah.
I don't want people protecting me that, just got their fucking notice from the electric company, hey, you should probably pay your bill. We don't want to shut your lights off. You got another month, but we'd like you to pay it now.
Right.
I don't want them dealing with the kind of stresses that go with a life that work without money comes with.
Exactly.
That's fucked up.
So
For good reason.
So, in very Trump form, what did he do?
Dude. This is fucked up on two levels, right? So, he plays the fucking angry kid at recess that got turned down for a kiss on the playground and fucking cancels Nancy Pelosi's flight. Says she can't use military aircraft to get to her events in Afghanistan, Egypt, and there was one other place, but yeah, you can go, but you're welcome to take commercial aircraft. You're not taking military planes while we're in a government shutdown, since you're so concerned about government shutdowns.
Right. Well, that's fair. I understand that.
Sort of, yeah.
You're gonna do that, tit for tat. Let's go.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, but this next part is the worst. Oh my God. I just can't believe this.
Yeah, so fucking she was gonna do it. She was gonna fly commercial, like a regular person would usually go somewhere. But you can't very well do that when the President of the United States divulges your trip details on Twitter and through White House campaign memos to the whole entire fucking world.
Was it on Twitter?
I think later he retweeted it before the trip was going to actually happen, but I think it was through campaign memos. But
it was leaked intentionally. I know that
as
much.
soon as that's out there, that's out there.
Yeah,
everyone's got it, and everyone knows. And he wanted it to be out there. He wanted to know that he was pushing back against Pelosi to look like the bully that he is.
Right.
But so she was gonna do it. She was gonna do the trip anyway. But you can't let the whole world know that you're landing in Afghanistan at fucking 5:25 Afghanistan time. That's when your plane's going to touch down. It's just that brings security concerns to the forefront where you can't accommodate for that.
Yeah, that makes it untenable. You can't do that.
Yeah, so she ultimately had to cancel and not go.
And it wasn't just her. It was a whole delegation. It was a whole bunch of Democrats. I think they actually found out as they were getting to the airport, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, well, I think one report I'd read had said something like that it was en route or at the airport type of thing that trips off. Old fucking secret keeper, art of the deal, tariff man, best that ever was, biggest brain, smartest ever.
Yeah.
Told everyone what we're doing and when we're doing it, and now we can't do it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably, I think that would be the lowest point that old tariff man has got this week.
Wait a week.
But there's always next week. I mean, we're a half a month into 2019, and it's already starting to look way worse than 2019. That's for certain.
2018. Yeah.
Or 2018. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's
But this next one is almost just as bad. Jesus, man. So, we're sitting here, and as old Trump likes to say, we've got a humanitarian fucking crisis on the border.
Yeah.
And so, obviously the way to fix that is via a giant wall so that we can't see them or deal with them, I guess.
Yeah.
That fixes humanitarian crisis, is, I guess. I'm not quite sure. I don't have a bigly brain like that, so I don't understand how that works. But just like the midterms with the whole there's caravans coming and they're gonna be dirty and evil and also have terrorists in them.
Yeah.
Which he's doing now. Yeah, as we speak.
He's recently spun that up again.
He's spun up the whole caravan thing. We've got more caravans coming, because that worked so well for him in the midterms. He's retweeting a quote from the Washington Examiner or something like that. Some garbage alt-right fucking, worse than BuzzFeed.
Kind of, yeah. Analogous to the National Enquirer.
Yeah.
As trustworthy as that might be.
The alt-right National Enquirer, pretty much.
Yeah.
Saying that there's this border rancher that found prayer rugs on his land down there.
Yeah.
Strictly, I mean, like, there's no implying anything there. That's just basically saying, like, oh yeah, there's terrorists coming in here, and they're leaving their rugs around where they pray.
Yeah.
You know.
This one was fucking ridiculous because, one, like, who the fuck is this border rancher guy that Trump retweeted and is quoting directly? And two, prayer rugs? You sure there were prayer rugs? Are you positive that it wasn't a blanket or something else?
Pretty sure it's cold down there in Texas
is winter.
right now.
It's
In the
winter.
desert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nighttime can be pretty bad in South Texas, North Mexico, in the wintertime. It's not a vacation area.
Yeah. You usually tend to bring thick blankets with you that could, I guess, be misconstrued as rugs.
Yeah.
I'm glad that that's the first thing that you go to.
Yeah.
I guess is yeah. Obviously, they're prayer rugs.
A great example of the fucking racist, anti-Muslim rhetoric that this administration hasn't stopped spitting out since day one, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it seems to work for the base, so I think that's who he's placating to.
That's all he ever placates to, man.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
He has such a high opinion of himself. He thinks his base is like this super huge fucking portion of the fucking United States population.
Yeah.
And I really don't think that it is. I
Well,
think
it's obviously less than what the popular vote results were.
yeah, for sure.
So it's obviously less than that number.
And you look at his approval ratings.
Yeah, which have really taken a hit lately, by the way.
Yeah, so like his base, not so much.
Yeah.
So what's our last tantrum of the evening?
Oh,
Or rather-
so this one's funny, a little ironic. You named this. I want to give you the credit where it's due. It's wonderful. Nomination regret.
Yeah.
So, the guy William Barr, who is facing congressional hearings to replace the widow taker, Matt Whitaker. We refer him on this podcast. We refer him to as the widow taker. Trump found out that
After the fact, mind you.
after he nominated him, that Barr and Miller go way back. They kind of
Our besties.
they're homeboys.
Yeah, and they
They're
work
buddies.
together forever.
Yeah, he's known him for 30 years. He's known Mueller.
Yeah.
So Trump was a little upset with everyone, you know, whenever he's on one of his tantrums. We hear about it through whoever it is within the administration that leaks these type of things. We hear that he's intolerant with AIDS and on one of his tantrum things that he's doing.
Yeah.
So he was pretty upset to hear that Barr and Mueller are friends. What the fuck do you mean they're friends? They're buddies. He's known them for 30 years.
What? No, the only reason why I hired him was because he's fucking talked shit about the probe.
Yeah.
He was supposed to cancel it. Witch hunt. No collusion.
The only collusion is the Hillary collusion. No. Yeah, so Nomination Regret was a great title for this like sub-segment within the tantrums that I can't imagine what he must be feeling now during the swamp guy getting a non-swamp guy on accident because he's uninformed and uneducated on who the fuck he should pick to do different respective things.
Well, that comes down to the fact that, like, you know, Trump doesn't necessarily, like, you know, fully read anything.
Now, everyone has mirrored that exact.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, he doesn't want to read anything.
So, like, you know, the whole issue the Democrats had with Barr was the fact that he, like, you know, he took issue with the Mueller investigation scope.
Yeah.
So, like, his little op-ed memo thing that he sent out, like, which was a little sketchy, you know. He sent it out to, like, you know, Trump officials and other people in the DOJ and everything like that, basically stating like, hey, the scope thing is a little fucked up.
Well, it had me a little worried that we were gonna just get Jeff Sessions' successor but worse.
Yeah.
Less racist, but worse for the Mueller thing.
Yeah.
That had me a little worried, but I'm feeling better about it now, especially I watched a little bit of the hearings, and it played exactly as you'd expect. Republicans playing softball with him, and Democrats hitting hard. But he said he wouldn't do or implement anything to compromise the Mueller investigation.
I mean, saying is one thing, doing is another.
Yeah, well, once he gets the nomination, we'll see how that all plays out. The investigation's been going on for like 2 years now.
Yeah.
So it'd be to up and just put the kibosh on it now would be really bad political news for everyone.
Yeah, he'd have to do some like legal fucking wizardry right there to like come up with an excuse to fucking kill him.
Yeah, it's gonna take something more than
to kill
like,
the investigation. Yeah.
Oh, the scope's like a little bigger than we thought it was. Cancel the whole thing.
Right.
We can't do the Mueller investigation.
The one thing I really don't like about Barr though is he's basically Sessions 2.0 when it comes to the whole legal marijuana thing.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a little less hostile, but like he thinks that like, no, we need to fucking keep weed fucking illegal at the
Schedule
federal
1
level.
forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
So-
I'm right there with you because my position on the recreational marijuana thing. Like, that's
No.
one of my things that if you were to do that, I could forgive a lot of other things.
Yeah, I could be real loosey-goosey with whatever policies you got.
Yeah.
If you legalize that, because frankly, I won't care because they'll be high.
Yeah, if I had to listen to every fucking Trump interview or Trump fucking Oval Office address or the announcement thing today that we'll get into, I can get over a lot of it. I'd be okay.
Yeah, if I was high, I'd probably just zone out.
Right.
Not even pay attention.
Well, it'd
be like freshman year of college all over again.
It's such a fucking Xerox copy of the thing before. Every fucking one
Yeah.
of them is a fucking huge crisis. Fucking nonsense that he keeps spouting.
Trump was a real deal maker. That's what he'd do.
Yeah.
He'd be like, all right, fine. Like, I'll give you fucking DACA. I'll give you legalized weed.
Yeah.
And, I get my wall.
Yeah.
And you'd probably get a good portion.
Legalized weed alone in federal tax dollars would pay for a wall everywhere.
It'd pay for his shiny golden wall with a bunch of, like, sharpened T's at the top.
Exactly. It could
Like-
be any wall. You could have the whole Mexican wall and the entire Canadian wall if you wanted it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to waste federal taxpayer money.
Yeah, I mean, we could use that to, like, I don't know, improve our school system or our infrastructure.
Or climate change research or,
climate
anything
change or,
better than
like-
a fucking stupid ass wall.
Yeah, there are so much better things, but yeah, like, I mean, if you wanted, like, Mexico to pay for it in, like, the roundest bout way, that would be one way, because, like, you wouldn't be getting so much Mexican weed up here.
Yeah.
I guess, maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm reaching for straws here.
Well, I think of the straws you're reaching for, you might have picked one out that works out because that would completely put the Mexican cartel weed business out of business.
I think the Mexican weed cartel's already pretty goddamn low with Canada,
Yeah.
Colorado,
The way things are going, they're probably
Oregon,
yeah.
and Washington, and
They're like
California.
blockbuster at this point.
yeah,
And
they're
Colorado and Canada and California are all Netflix taking over.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, at this point. But if you went federally legal, really you need Texas to go recreational.
Yeah,
If Texas went recreational, sorry, Mexican weed, we don't need that dirt bullshit.
yeah.
We got our good weed here, we're fine. It's all coming from...
Just go ahead and take that back.
Yeah, you can keep it. But that pretty much wraps it up for the tantrums of the week. You want to go into a little bit of... I don't, but we will. Shutdown talk?
It's our main topic, and it's gonna be our main topic until it's over, unfortunately. Really don't have. I hope we don't have to talk about this next week.
Oh, me too, dude.
But I know that we're gonna be talking about this next week because
I'm optimistic. I think there's a chance. There's gonna be votes on the floors this week. We'll see. But
no, man, Trump's ego is way too big, man.
yeah,
It's gonna happen.
So we're entering day 29 now of the government shutdown, the partial government shutdown.
Yep.
That all hinges on $5.7 billion for a structure at the border.
And really, all I gotta say is, where's Mitch?
Where the fuck is Mitch, dude?
Yeah, hashtag where's Mitch. That was trending hardcore on fucking Twitter.
Yeah,
this
the
week.
middle of the week, that was going hard. Where's Mitch? Which I thought was hilarious, and I know you'll love it, and saw it, that AOC was on the hunt.
Oh yeah, my girl AOC.
Yeah, she was
doing a Where's Waldo hunt for fucking old Turtle Boy. They went everywhere.
Unfortunately, I don't know where the hell he was shelled up at, but it was somewhere where they couldn't fucking find him, which is super hypocritical while he still gets a paycheck and is somehow nowhere to be found within the congressional grounds.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously not fucking there, and they looked for him. AOC and a lot of new freshman Democratic leadership.
Yeah, it was a whole little party. It was a search party.
Yeah, they sent out a search party. Hashtag where's Mitch. Couldn't find him because this guy could fucking end this thing right now.
Oh, yeah.
If he wanted to. If he had the political will and courage to do so, he could end this government shutdown right now. It could be before we release this podcast. It won't happen. This is why I'm saying it. That Mitch McConnell could have solved the government shutdown thing solely.
Completely.
It takes 2/3 of each chamber to override a presidential veto.
Yeah.
So
And the great thing about that, like, I mean, he doesn't necessarily lose any flack because, like, they could just do what the Democrats have been fucking wanting to do this entire time and keep the government open, let people fucking get their goddamn paychecks, and let's work on a deal to get the fucking wall or border security or whatever it is that fucking Trump decides that he wants.
Yeah.
Because he changes his goddamn mind so much.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it's hard for congressional leaders and the people that actually put all this together to decide what we're gonna do to move forward when he's so flip-floppy on what's gonna happen.
And this is taking so goddamn long. You're starting to see GOP's dissent, you know?
Yeah. Well, that might be the piece of the puzzle that actually solves this whole thing, is if enough GOP leaders dissent, then Trump might recognize, like, hey, man, these people would need to get paid. I'll get my wall later, or I'll try to, and kick the can a little bit down the road, which ordinarily I'd be super against, but I can't be for people not getting paid.
I know.
I can't be on that side of the coin here.
Yeah, no, I'm completely okay with, like, yeah, let's open up the fucking government and, like, you all fucking do your politician thing and be lawmakers and make some laws, you know?
Yeah.
Appropriate some funds and come up with a fucking deal. You know, if it takes you fucking that long, okay, fine. That's cool. But at least you're not affecting fucking people's livelihoods. I mean, at this point in time, it really comes down to, like, you know, it's ideology and symbology.
Exactly.
You know,
yeah.
and, like, you can't fight against, or you can't fucking negotiate against that.
Yeah.
Which gets into our next fucking portion of this fucking topic.
Oh.
And that's Trump's fucking deal.
This is... We hate this. We both hate this. But we both sort of like this because it happened on our podcast release day, at least this afternoon. For those of you listening, it'll be yesterday afternoon. But he did his apprentice thing, the thing that you do on network television. Like, tomorrow, tune in for the season finale. I'm going to make a major announcement. And he pulled that, you know, whole fucking spiel that he thinks is going to make him popular or get a lot of viewers, as if viewers to all the major news outlets somehow pay him the way NBC did to do The Apprentice.
Yeah, I
But
don't
they
think he realizes how that works.
Like, ratings don't formulate that way to where you still get paid when you're the president.
Like, oh, my ratings are so great.
Yeah. Did you see how many people tuned in? Like, Yeah. Because you're a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, probably 800,000 because they think that they're going to get their money.
800,000, like, bottom fucking bare level minimum just to hope and pray for a fucking paycheck next week. Yeah. So there's a lot to get into with this Trump quote unquote deal. This, you can't even really call it a compromise.
No, it's not a compromise. In fact, it's like, I don't even know if he understands the whole, like, definition of a compromise.
Yeah.
Because, like, basically, what he asked for was, I get whatever I want, and you get a temporary Band-Aid for something that you want that, if I get reelected, I'm just going to revoke.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly.
Why don't you run down the numbers for us?
Yeah. So going into that, what that temporary Band-Aid is he's going to get its $5.7 billion for the wall. He's not backing off of that number whatsoever. What he's willing to give to get that are, 1, 3 years protected status for 700,000 DACA recipients, plus 300,000 protected status for TPS, temporary protected status, people fleeing crisis, refuge, claiming asylum, Haiti, El Salvador, Guatemala,
refugees, like
people that no shit left their country because if they didn't, they likely would have died there.
Yeah.
So you put it in a way that to me was fucking hilarious, because that's not what a compromise, the definition of a compromise is.
No,
but
it's not.
Trump's viewing this in a zero-sum game mode that is, I don't deviate from $5.7 billion whatsoever, and I'll sort of fix your little DACA and TPS problem, and you better hope like hell that I don't get reelected, because I'll unfix the way that I fix that real fucking quick if I get reelected.
Yeah.
Or whoever replaces Trump, like, it's on them to fix this then.
Yeah, exactly. Who knows what it's going to look like at that point in time. A little bit more details on that. He said that there was going to be like $800 million for humanitarian aid.
Yeah.
$805 million for drug detection at the ports of entry, which is something that is good.
Which is where we're both like fully on board.
Oh yeah, Democrats have been on board for that forever.
Well, if you just took the 5.7 and made it not wall, that.
Oh yeah.
We were talking about the airport scanner thing, where you put your hands up.
Yeah.
Like, make that, take $5.7 billion and make that, but for 18-wheelers.
yeah, exactly.
Because I know that $5.7 billion can make that.
Oh,
can
yeah,
enlarge that thing by 100 times to accommodate an 18-wheeler. You stop, you pull up, you show your ID and your papers, and you fucking pull the 18-wheeler through and you get the scan. Hey, no drugs on board, we're good.
Yeah, no drugs on board. Oh, wait, there's people in the back here. Okay, yeah, let's check this out. Stuff like that.
Exactly.
He also had some details about 2,750 new border Patrol agents and 75 new judge teams.
Yeah.
So
well, there's a huge backlog of immigration cases, partly because of this shutdown.
Well, yeah, because of the shutdown, and also because, like, it just takes so fucking long for this to get done.
Yeah, like, nothing about this process. He's not wrong that this process is fucked up.
Yeah.
And Democrats have been urging immigration reform for fucking ever.
Yeah. Democrats and Republicans have. I mean, it's messed up that, like, it's come to this. You know?
That you come here and then you're tied up in court for a year or two, and then you finally figure out, like, oh fuck, I can stay, or oh fuck, I'm got a one-way ticket back to El Salvador.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Well, I guess that's where I'll die, because the judge didn't rule in my favor, and I don't even speak the language of the judge that ruled against me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't even fucking, like, get to see the judge. Sometimes it's over camera.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh yeah, you got a Skype date with your judge who's going to decide.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's super fucked up. It drives me fucking crazy. So, part of this announcement, the $5.7 billion, he outlined like what that gets you in terms of wall. And we're looking at about 230 miles of wall.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know how much everyone listening to the podcast knows about the stretch of border with Mexico, but it's right around 2,000 miles, 1,900 something miles.
Yeah.
So I've been saying it at least for a couple of weeks here on the podcast that that's one of the main problems with Democrats getting on board with this large sum of taxpayer money is that that's not the wall. The wall's not done. That's your nice little down payment on your 30 or 40 billion dollar wall.
Yeah.
That's just to get the wall started. And once you start it, it's going to be hard to undo it. It's going to be more difficult to say like, yeah, we gave the 5.7 billion, but we're not going to supply the next 5 billion because it's Trump and he's a fucking dickhead and the wall's meaningless and large portions of drugs that he fucking talks about come through ports of entry.
Yeah, yeah.
And immigrants.
2/3 of immigrants come through fucking overstayed visas, you know?
Yeah.
Or via ports of entry, you know?
Yeah.
And so, like, it's one of those things, though. It's like, I feel like that number has changed. Did he actually say he needed 5.7 billion in this?
He did.
He did say it in the announcement?
Was
okay.
his sticking point there.
Okay. As long as he said that, because, like, I could have sworn that, like, it wasn't 230 million or 230 miles. I thought it was like only 100 miles. I guess it like he fudged some numbers there.
I think it has something to do with what the structure actually is.
Oh yeah.
And then the deal maker strategy that a lot of people who make deals would use is request the high and then settle for what you wanted anyway.
But see, that's the thing.
That has a name within the deal maker Trump fucking strategy.
But he's not using that because, like, you know, he's requested the high of 5.7 and he's never moved from that. I mean...
Well, 5.7 to get 100 miles. Okay, fine, we won't do concrete. We'll do steel, but that'll get us 230 miles. Or whatever it is, and however those numbers break down.
But, like, even just, like, the number, like, he's stuck on 5.7, and he's not moving, because, like, what was it? It was, like, last week, fucking, he nixed the GOP plan to, basically, it was the same plan as the Democrats. Open up the government, and let's deal with the fucking, you know, the Homeland Security, border... wall thing
we won't
separately.
talk about anything else besides
let's do
for
this
3 weeks or a month or whatever.
GOP and Democrats are both on board. We'll fix this. We'll get it done. We'll come up with an agreement. And he's like, nope. And then Pence apparently, like, you know, he whipped up a deal with some Democrats of about like a $2.5 billion. Like, okay, yeah, you get like half as much. You know, a little bit less than half.
Kind of the definition of a compromise?
Exact definition of a compromise.
Right.
You know, Pence actually, like, you know, like, hey, yeah, that's okay. Good on you, man. Well, you know, Pence not having any power or any say whatsoever, got fucking, like, completely rebutted from that on Trump as well. He's like, oh, fuck no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And also, it's one of those things where it's just like, he's not budging on the 5.7, which is why I think that this is... Like, when he said that this was going to go on for years, I think that this has shifted from Trump to McConnell.
Yeah, and one of the ways that he's so complicit in this that we hit on earlier, like I said, he could solve this today. Before we actually submit this podcast that we're recording right now, we could be completely infactual if McConnell would do his fucking job and just pass a budget without Trump, because that can happen.
Yeah, that's that's like the point of Congress.
But
it's not to be beholden to the president.
Yeah,
because he's on your party side.
It's the checks and balance.
Yeah,
it's what the government relies on in its finest and its worst moments to counteract itself and to correct itself.
Yeah,
yeah.
It drives me insane, and I think that, like, Trump's unhinged. He's not going to open up the government for anything less than 5.7 million on a wall, or a billion on a wall. And really, it comes down to Congress. And, you know, there's been GOP senators all over the place that have been talking about, like, you know, oh, you know, I mean, maybe we can do something. I know there's a lot of GOP on the House that are talking the same way.
Well, they just saw what happened to their numbers in the midterms, and they can't possibly see this as a winning solution with this many people out pretty much at work but out of money.
Yeah, contractors, man.
Yeah.
Those people are not going to get paid.
We're going to get those numbers after this is all said and done, because the effect on those people that is not being mentioned within any of the media sources I can fucking find. Government contractors. And there's a specific contract that falls under this appropriation that is not going to be funded. Contracts. Yeah, well, yeah, they're going to be everywhere. There's going to be a lot of them.
Yeah. I mean, like, I've heard as low as, like, 300,000. I heard on NPR that it was close to 1 million. And then, in very BuzzFeed fashion, I heard on Vox.
Yeah.
They said, like, 400 million. That seems a little high.
That's the thing. Vox and BuzzFeed, the trusted name in news.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah. But either way, like, I would say between, like, 300 and 1 million. Like, somewhere around there. Either way, like, you're looking at roughly, like, I don't know. Bare minimum, I would say at least 500,000. Yeah. But the thing is like...
That's probably accurate. And that will come out.
Yeah. Those people aren't going to get paid either.
Yeah. Like, they're not getting the back pay.
They don't get back pay.
That a lot of these other federal employees, when it finally gets solved, whether that be this week or this month or this fucking year, when this whole thing gets solved, a lot of these federal employees will get back pay. And while I'm still super empathetic to them for what they're going through right now, because the fucking mortgage company and the electric bill doesn't wait for back pay, these contractors will not get back paid. They'll get paid back to their whatever their pay was when the shit started.
Well, I mean, they'll get paid once they start working again.
Yeah, once this thing reopens and they solve this, the paychecks will start coming again. But all that money they lost isn't going to be recuperated whatsoever.
No, I hope they've been doing something to, like, keep afloat. They have to, really. Yeah. But this is pissing me off and making me sad, man. We're also running kind of long.
When you start to get pissed off and sad, that is my cue to let you know that we're transitioning to Happy Science Time.
Hell fucking yeah. This is my favorite part of the podcast.
It's my first favorite, with the tantrums being my second favorite, even though I don't like the tantrums specifically too well. But Happy Science Time, man. What do we got this week?
We got a couple of things. The first off, we're going to be talking about some real squishy stuff. Some human stuff.
No, we usually don't. But
normally we don't get into the whole, like, you know, human biology type aspects. But I thought this was super fucking cool. We made blood vessels, man, in petri dishes.
What?
Yeah.
Like, made them out of, like,
made them
out of, like, stem cells? Holy shit.
Pretty much, yeah. Basically, we created blood vessels. And we managed to, like, build them, like, the whole 3D structure out up in these petri dishes here. And they call them organoids.
Organoids?
Yeah. Real sci-fi sounding,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that sounds like straight up out of a sci-fi novel.
Right?
Or out of Star Trek or something. Organoids.
But this is pretty fucking huge, because this is gonna like allow researchers to do a lot of different things, because, like, you know, blood vessels are, I mean, blood vessels are, you know, 99.9% of your cardiovascular system.
Right.
You know, the other fucking 1% is your heart. You know?
yeah.
So, like, if they figure out, like, what goes on with that, like what factors go into, like, you know, like with diabetes. This is a big thing with diabetes, is like the hardening of the blood vessels and how they die off, like, you know, and then that's how people lose feet and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
So they can figure out, like, you know, certain compounds and stuff like that, just like because they're being able to create them, you know.
Maybe slow that constriction that comes along with diabetics and people who suffer from high blood pressure or all a plethora of different diseases that.
Oh yeah, it's cardiovascular disease. It's Alzheimer's disease because that's a whole lot of blood flow issue there as well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is some good stuff that is definitely gonna like increase our longevity, which is desperately needed because we just got reduced.
Yeah.
on the global scale as far as America's concerned.
Yeah, we're not sitting anywhere near the top. So it's pretty interesting to me because the number one killer, as most of us know, is heart disease.
Yes, it is.
And I work best with analogies. So I kind of put it like the heart is the airport and the blood vessels are all the airplanes.
Yeah.
To get everything that needs to go somewhere. And so, if you can do this and combine this with previously mentioned technologies, i.e. CRISPR and things like that, and perfect this in a way that's going to work out for everyone, dude,
Yeah.
the possibilities are endless.
They basically just like, they built their own airplanes that they didn't know how to build before.
Yeah.
They built them up and now they know how to like, you know, now they're trying to figure out how they work exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and like how they can modify them to better like, you know, fly.
Right? So that's super interesting because, like I said, endless possibilities, and combined that with other tech, and here in 5 years, 10 years, things like this are going to take effect, and just, dude, we're going to live for fucking ever. We'll be able to podcast forever.
Oh, yeah.
More importantly.
But then that means Trump might live forever because it's usually how that goes.
Let's hope that
Let's hope
that tech like reaches its pinnacle after he's already not a thing.
that's a good idea. All right, what's our next?
So usually we don't talk about that squishy stuff, but we do talk about space, and that's what we're gonna go right back to because we both
to
fucking
space.
love it.
Oh yeah.
We both just eat this shit up. This was really awesome. The Cassini mission.
Oh yeah.
If you remember, I think 2004 or something. That shit launched. It's been a long time.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
And it headed straight to Saturn, analyzed Saturn's moons,
The rings.
especially, and that's what I'm going to hit hard here is. So what the data that was published in Science Journal this week reflects is that those rings around Saturn are far, far, far younger than previously hypothesized. So about 4.5 billion years old is where we're looking at Saturn formulating into a planet.
Right on. Okay.
And the rings, this data that Cassini collected from the rings, says that those rings can't really be much more than about 100 million years old.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I know you saw the those high resolution photos.
Oh God, so beautiful.
Just a fucking amazing, right?
Yeah.
So
oh man.
For us, it's super awesome because when you think about the 4.5 billion to 100 million comparison, we're very fucking fortunate because we might not even see those rings at all if we were only a few 100 million years off in either direction.
On the galactic scale, that's like, you know,
Drops in the bucket.
seconds.
Yeah,
You know?
that's nothing. So we're very fortunate to have gotten those images, and it's really cool that we are here while that's still a thing, and the gravitational pull of Saturn didn't pull all of that ice and fucking.
Yeah, because they're going to be gone, like, galactically very, very soon.
Yeah.
I think they're only going to be, they'll be around for another, like, I think it's like 10 million years or
Yeah.
50 million years. I don't know.
In retrospect, how fortunate we are for those to be a thing and get to see that in high resolution images.
It's a good thing that we got this far and be able to see them.
Yeah,
you know,
we didn't nuke
super
ourselves
cool.
to death, and we didn't fucking ruin everything before we got that.
Or we're not late bloomers and come out like, 50 million years later.
Yeah,
out
we're
of
like
the
cavemen
memorial views.
coming out now, like, and then finally get to fucking Cassini, fucking a million years from now.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh man, like one ring, that's it? Bullshit.
Oh, that's lame.
But there's some other good news with the Cassini thing. I think
Oh yeah, this one was super cool. I loved reading about this. So Titan's a pretty cool planet.
Moon.
Or well, moon.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn big. But yeah, you're right. It is a moon.
Yeah.
But the Cassini probe, before it bit the bucket into Saturn's atmosphere, took several different like infrared images of Titan, specifically its North Pole, and what it found out was summer started there, and it actually started kind of late, and it was raining. It was raining methane on Titan.
Methane rain?
Yeah. And the way that they figured out that it was like raining that way was because of what they called the wet sidewalk effect.
Yeah, well, I really liked this one.
Yeah, so basically what it was is like, when it passed by, it saw all this reflectiveness from the infrared from the ground where it was all super, super wet. And then when it passed by again, I think it was like a week later or a couple days later or something like that, it was all gone.
Yeah.
And so they basically ran the numbers and crunched everything and did the processing. And they figured out like, oh shit, yeah, this is fucking rain. This is methane rain. Liquid methane is just fucking pouring down on the the North Pole there.
That's
And
fucking...
they're all fucking super excited because like they're like, oh yeah, we got to figure out why summer came late for Titan. And it's just like,
Yeah.
damn.
You scientists are awesome.
I know, it's crazy.
The way that you guys think. I love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still wrapping my head around like fucking methane rain.
Yeah.
You know?
The way that they deduce that through like spectrum analysis and how the air travels through the moisture, and they determine that that's actually what's going on so far away,
Yeah.
not through direct analysis, right in front of you in a lab, is fucking awesome to me. That they figured out ways to deduce these things to the most probable cause and get it even to where like you're not wrong. You've got it right. It's just how
Yeah.
you got it is fucking mind-blowingly amazing.
Math is a powerful thing, man.
Yeah,
Even though I'm terrible at it, I gotta respect it.
I'm right there with you. Fucking the math, not so hot, but that pretty much wraps it up for Happy Science Time, man.
That wraps it up for the entire cast.
Yeah, it's been real. We always love to end it this way. We don't want to go out on Trump sucks and the whole government's fucked and they're all Russian assets. Good luck with America. Fuck you. We're out.
Yeah. The planet is dying. We're all doomed.
Yeah. So if you like the podcast, you can absolutely like, subscribe, hit us up, DM us. Where are you at, Jay?
I'm at Backyard Bowl J.
I am at Backyard Bull T.
You can also reach us on our old Gmail account, jtbackyardbowl@gmail.com.
Yep.
We also have a Facebook account, Facebook page, which is J&T's Backyard Bowl, obviously. We're on the YouTubes as well. I mean, you can go over there, drop us a line, or, quote unquote, watch our podcast there. I don't know why you would. We're eventually going to get some videos up.
Put it on in a new tab. Open it in the background.
Yeah.
And just listen while you work. If you don't have good cell signal somewhere, but you got a computer that does, connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, if Podbean or iTunes is blocked, which way, and you got YouTube.
Yeah.
If YouTube is your only option, we're still there. Like, we got so many avenues.
Yeah, we're trying to get out all the eventual avenues that could encompass a podcast listening base.
But definitely drop us a line. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. And, even if it's you suck, please stop.
We'd actually love to hear that.
Well, that
And
means
that's not
somebody's
us
listening.
Hey, someone's out there and heard something. But we can 100% with certainty guarantee you that we will reply to you.
That we will.
And if you have anything useful or
Insightful
is the word I'm looking for to say, then we will probably give you a little shout out here at the end, because we eventually want to get to sort of like mailbag type segment, you know. If we can ever get away from this shutdown thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, then we can eventually touch on other things that we'd love to talk about much more than that, which would be the viewers and the people who have any kind of feedback to say about the podcast.
Yeah, let us know what you want to hear on here. Here on here. That's
here
weird.
on here.
All right, I think that wraps it up. What about you?
I'm all good, man. It's been
right.
real, brother.
That it has.